Ketchupedia!
Ooh, I like that
nice.
one.
Okay, one more time. I'm going to try it again. Okay.
Ketchupedia Words for Writers podcast and Ketchupedia Poetry Radio is a program by Flying Ketchup Press in Kansas City, Missouri to develop new and diverse voices. Our dream is to salvage lost treasure troves of written and illustrated work to create worlds of wonder and delight, to share your story. Find us at www.flyingketchuppress.com.
Hello, welcome to the Ketchupedia Word of the Day podcast. I'm Hope Houtwed.
And I'm Alice McCann, and we're here for an episode of Word Power. So, Hope, what word did you pick for us today?
I picked the A-Hah Moment.
The A-Hah Moment. Well,
Yep.
what in the world is that?
The A-Hah Moment is a moment of revelation of the reader or writer in which they are understanding of a problem, conflict, or theme.
Well, is it the reader or the writer that's having this moment? And what's causing it?
I already read the definition. So now we just talk about the A-Hah Moment.
Yeah,
What
I'm asking you if it's the reader or the writer.
Oh, okay.
So is the A-Hah Moment happen to the reader or the writer? And how does this happen?
Well, I would assume it happens mostly to the reader as they're reading what has been written.
Okay.
The A-Hah Moment is, like, so powerful and so profound. It's basically, like, it's like the ultimate plot twist, I guess.
It's the ultimate plot twist?
Yeah.
Well, is this similar to, like, serendipity? Like, where the writer suddenly knows
Yes.
what to write?
It is exactly. The A-Hah Moment is the informal term of serendipity.
Or maybe it's the formal term.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Because I think an aha moment maybe could happen with work, and serendipity can only happen by accident.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
By definition.
Yeah, because the writer has intended for this aha moment, and that's what makes it different from serendipity.
Well, let's focus on the aha moment of the main protagonist. Does that help?
Okay. I
I
guess.
mean, surely they all have one.
Oh! We'll paint a scene here.
Okay.
So we're in a castle.
Is there sword fighting?
And probably. I always default to that, don't I?
Okay, sword fighting.
But, so the main character is, I don't know, let's say a princess.
Okay, princess.
And there have been all these, and she's just going about her princessy life and watching the knights fight swords and whatever and going to banquets and stuff like that. But there have been different guards talking about how they're going to, like, plan to murder her or something, or plan to poison her. So then the aha moment for the princess would be when she realizes that all of this has been set up. See, and we know it's coming because we're reading it.
Okay, so we have a princess in a castle, and how is she going to get her aha moment?
When she realizes that all these guards that were, like, sworn to protect her in this castle are the ones that are trying to kill her.
Okay, so the character has a big understanding of
Like a change.
huge shift.
Yeah, like a shift in knowledge.
Okay.
Basically, of what they know about their world.
Well, I thought it was when the character has to learn something not about their world, but about themselves.
That too. I mean, it could really be anything. It's like, I think a better term for aha moment would be like an epiphany.
Okay.
Yeah.
And characters usually have one near the end of their story.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, because they've grown and like they've
is that the climax of the story?
come this far. Probably,
No,
yeah.
I think that's right after.
just
Because usually
after
there's
it.
some sort of battle.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're not going to win.
Yeah. And then they realize what they're there for and what they stand for. And then they win.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that is an aha moment. Now, what about for the writer?
I guess thinking of myself as a writer, I have like aha moments when I have a perfect example for this.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna like lend itself to what you're talking about, but so well, I'm saying like for a writer, an aha moment or like an epiphany is when you're going along, you're writing, you know, blah 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 blah, you're writing, and then someone else reads your writing and they're like, hey, you did all this stuff to like build up all the stuff in the background, and you had the theme of circles, and you didn't even realize that you put it there, but it actually added so much to your story.
Yeah, theme is really hard to figure out by yourself. You have to have someone else reading with you, like a critique group or a critique partner.
Yeah.
They'll usually notice your theme more than you will.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of revise and make it intentional. So that would be an aha moment. You should have a lot of those when you have a critique group, right?
Yeah.
Because basically everything they say is going to be, at least half of it's a surprise.
Yeah.
That's what they're for.
When they, like, point stuff out and you're like, oh, no way did I do that. And you, like, definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that's just one kind. There is also the kind where the writer figures out for themselves something they need to do with their work. I would say that it's usually going to be about craft. It's going to be about plot or character. And the aha moment, do you think it happens on accident or can you kind of bring it about?
I guess when you're, like, developing the plot and you're stuck and you're like, where does this go? There's so many ways this could go. And then you have, like, you're like, oh, the way.
That's the sound you make with an aha moment.
Yeah.
Good job. Oh, kind of aha sound. Oh.
I get that when I'm talking because I talk to my best friend a lot about the book that I'm writing.
Yeah.
And she helps me because we flesh every single thing out. Yeah. And then I'll be like, what could happen here? What could happen next? And she's like, And then she's like, oh, or I'm like, oh, and then we get it. And it's like, it like solves itself. So you can bring it about. So
there has to be a verbal response of air.
Yeah.
You have to have an intake of breath to have an aha moment.
Yeah, if you don't,
otherwise
it's not
you're just
really
thinking.
Yeah. That's
so
no
it's
fun.
a thought that surprises yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But for the reader though.
Oh, that's 3 people now. We had the protagonist, and now we have the writer, and now you're going to say the reader as an aha moment?
Yeah.
Why? How?
Those are the best ones. Are you kidding me?
Well, how can you even control that?
Because the writer has made it intentional.
Oh.
All right. So, have you ever been reading a book?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Have you ever been reading a book?
Yeah.
And, like, you're almost to the end, and there has been this piece of information that's been recurring, but you don't even realize it.
Oh.
And then at the end, when it all comes to the front, and it all comes to the head, and that's going to bring the character crumbling down or going to save the world, etc., etc. It was because of that one little thing that was repeating that you didn't even realize. I love those.
Like foreshadowing. And then you finally get to the part where you find it?
Yeah, but like, it's not... It's like if someone's describing a scene and there's like an apple on a table or something, but then they describe a lot of other stuff. And so you're like, oh, there is an apple, but your mind passes over it because it's not really important. It's just an apple. Yeah. And then you're in another scene a few chapters down, and maybe like one of the characters is eating an apple. But you don't really think about it because they're in the woods or something, you know?
This apple's going too far.
And then you go, and then you go down a few chapters, and let's say there's a rotten apple in the trash or something, but you don't even really think about it because it's just in the trash, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's the end, like the climax, everything's coming to the head, and you realize it all revolves around apples. Or like...
I would call that discovering the theme.
Well...
I would say an aha moment for the reader, they do this a lot in Doctor Who. That's not writing. But
well,
there'll be aha moment. I mean, it's not, you don't read it, you just watch it. There's definitely moments there on mysteries. Mm-hmm. But you automatically went to the aha moment for the reader about the plot, but I was thinking of the aha moment for the reader for their personal self-discovery, which is why I said you couldn't really control it.
I think that takes a lot of time. Like, at least for me, I'm not like reading a book and I'm like, I'm discovering this about myself. It kind of like, I have to like stew on the book for a while, and then I realize I'm like, oh, this is who I am, or something like that.
I don't think you can control it as the writer. But if the writer does deep work, then has their own aha moments, then the book will be good. The characters will have aha moments. And then also the reader will have aha moments. Like, I really like this story, The Number One Ladies Detective Agency. It's by Alexander McCall Smith. So there's very few series that I like, but I remember finding that one a long time ago. And I'm reading along. I'm on book 5 or 6, 7, 8. I don't know. It always feels like it's the last one of the series and there's another one. So I'm there reading it. I'm up late at night. It's like 2 a.m. as usual, because that's how long it takes me to finish a book. Usually about 2 or 3 in the morning. And all of a sudden I'm just like, this is amazing. I want to be just like this character. I want to, start my own business. I don't know. I just felt really different. And I remember thinking I should write the author and send them a thank you note.
Yeah. I get that way with, I guess I've done that before with books, but I get that especially with, really epic movies.
Yes.
When you go in a movie theater and you're just, encompassed by this movie, and it's, it feels like it's your life. Yes. And then you leave it and you're just kind of, buzzing. Uh-huh. You're like, I need to be this way. And then
I'm going to become a martial artist, I am.
Exactly. And then you go home and eat, a bag of Cheetos or something. And fall asleep on the couch.
But there's some of them, some of them stick.
Yeah.
So that means there's 6 kinds of aha moments. Interior and exterior for all 3. The protagonist, the reader, and the writer.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so there's so many aha moments that...
So you're saying...
What can you even do?
You're
can't
saying
even count them.
I can only be a good writer if I have coordinated all of these aha moments together? I
don't think you can control them.
I guess you're right.
Which is surprising. But you control them by sitting down and doing the work.
Yeah. I mean, they can't come
about
if you don't work on it.
Having your critique group come and help you and
tell you if it's bad or...
I think it's similar to having interior and exterior plots. You have the action plot. That's just the action. And then you have the plot of the emotional arc of the character. So you can't have any aha moments unless the character has an emotional arc. If they don't change emotionally, they can't be a main character.
Well, yeah, you can't have, an aha moment in the first chapter. Because that would be really bad. That would be really poor writing.
Timing is important.
Yeah.
But let's say there's a bad guy, a bully, and he has an aha moment about what a bully he is.
Yeah.
He is not the bully anymore. So he is now a main character. Only main characters can have an aha moment.
Wait, I feel like villains are main characters.
I suppose they could have a bad aha moment, but that's like a moment.
I think if you force side characters to have an aha moment, that's just kind of forcing the plot in
Well, it's a realization that's surprising.
I know, but it shouldn't be focused on the side characters.
No.
Yeah, that would just be kind of...
Well, they say that, in Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, there's a part where it says that the hero returns and he now has a gift for the world that he got somewhere during his hardships. It's kind of like at the end of The Matrix, where suddenly the main guy, Neo, he knows his own worth, and he knows that his imagination and his perception is stronger than this fake reality, so now he can bend whole buildings with his mind, right? Mm-hmm. So that would be coming back with your gift from what you learned, and that would be an aha moment. So it's part of the hero's journey.
But I wonder what it's called afterwards.
After that?
Yeah.
After the aha is over?
Yeah, when you've been, permanently changed.
It's the end of the story. If it starts again, there's something new you need to learn.
Yeah. That's a really good point. I didn't think of that.
I think we'll end on that note.
All right. Thank you for listening to Ketchuppedia's Word Power. We love having you, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Tune into our Podbean to donate to our podcast.
Ketchupedia is brought to you by Flying Ketchup Press. What began as a collection of words for writers is now a springboard for classes, podcasts, and radio, one word at a time. Ketchupedia's name, logo, jingle, and concept were created with help from students from Kansas City Art Institute and Greenville University's Experience First capstone class, and inspired by our friends at Steele's Used Books. Join us every week on Sundays at 6 o'clock Central on One Kansas City Radio, KONN 100.1 FM, or wherever you get your podcasts.